What's up, guys? Welcome back to Airbnb ABCs. Today, I want to answer the question that I see a lot of times on the internet, on Facebook, on forums, and what have you is, do you self-manage your VRBOs, your Airbnbs, your short-term rentals, or do you put them with a management company because you think that you don't have the time to do it, you don't have the skills and ability to self-manage, or you think that they'll be able to make you more money because they're professionals, right? So they have to make you more money. But before we get into that, if this is your all's first time here, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out the stuff that we put in the future. If you guys have been with me for a while, hit the like button to push this forward in the YouTube algorithm. We've been gaining subscribers pretty rapidly, and I'm pretty excited about it. I want to keep this momentum going and keep bringing this short-term rental stuff that hopefully can be life-changing income for you guys, bringing it right to you. You absolutely have got to manage your short-term rentals yourself. You have to. There is really no other way around that. These are different than long-term rentals that you can put with a management company and then, just kind of hope that you get some appreciation over time, because really the spread on long-term rentals has gotten very, very thin. These are completely different. We are hosting vacation rentals. They need to be top tier. You need to try to get the most money that you can out of them because they're extremely expensive. And the most important thing about this, and this goes with any type of investment, be it a stock market investment, a long-term rental, but especially a short-term rental, is that nobody is going to care about your property. Nobody's going to care about your investments. Nobody's going to care about your returns more than you. If you're investing in the stock market and you're looking at like an actively managed fund, your fee for that might be 1 or 2%, which ends up being a lot of money over the long haul. If you're looking at having someone manage your Airbnbs, your VRBOs for you, you're looking at least 10% for one of these kind of like soft management companies like Evolve or Vacasa. Or if you want someone to completely manage it for you, you're looking for a local on-the-ground management company, you are probably going to be looking at 20 to 30% of your gross revenue, which is going to be probably almost all that you could have taken off for profit if you had self-management. Nobody's looking out for your home the way that you will. And I want to give you an example of a place that we just recently were under contract for. We were under contract, we went down to do the inspection, and we are out of contract. These folks, I 100% think that they left it with a local management company. And this one has kind of a reputation of being the big box management company that really doesn't care about anything that you have going on. They just want to make the money. I'm not going to put the address out there. I'm not going to put the management company out there. But this is just an example. And we had purchased this, we were under contract for what would be a top-end price for this type of cabin. It had a spectacular view. And then it was also everything else that we were looking for. It's a log cabin. It's 2-bedroom, 2-bath. We could probably turn the loft into a 3rd bedroom. And it was everything that we were looking for. When we got there, we found the deck to be completely unsafe. It was an uncovered deck that the sunshine was on, rain was on, and whatever. It had no maintenance whatsoever and was completely unsafe. The boards were warping underneath our feet. This is a deck that is about 40 feet or so up off the ground. The railing was completely unsafe. I could take and move the thing. I have no doubt that I could have pushed it over. The fireplace siding, where they had the bump out for the fireplace, it had basically completely rotted through, so water was able to get into the interior of the home as far as getting behind that fireplace. Birds, bugs, anything could have gotten into there at any time. The furnace had received so little maintenance that the condensate line was completely clogged, and there was water filling up the bottom of the furnace because it was a downdraft furnace, and was causing the furnace to surge as the water would come in the way of the supply line back to the house. And if you're not sure what all these things are that I'm talking about, you need to get yourself educated on building construction, how things work before you get into this industry, or at least, take an active interest into it while you're getting in, because it's going to save you a lot of time and money if you know what you're talking about and if you know what you're looking for. Because these folks, I believe they got scammed on their HVAC replacement. They claim that the HVAC had been replaced in 2017. And the thing is that the air handler inside, which is your furnace inside your house, if you're not familiar with that, was replaced in 2017 because it had a 2016 production date code on it, but they reused the air conditioner outside, just left it. It is original from 2001. And so as you guys can see, these management companies will run your place, will run your investment into the ground, and it's a good chance that you could even get scammed by some contractors if you are not taking an active interest in your property and managing it correctly and it will just not return the returns that you want. Because now, even though they may not have seen these things for years and years and years, they had a buyer on the line. They now it's that we're out of there, and they're probably looking at somewhere between $50,000 and $100,000 in repairs to get all of that, including all of the structural stuff that I haven't even mentioned in this video, because it's not necessarily the fault of the management company, these structural issues, but just not having any skin in the game on a daily basis is going to cost them in the end. And even if with your management company, you don't end up with a place that is essentially rotting away, is deteriorating away, they will not run it as effectively as you. The biggest thing that I see with these management companies on just like a day-to-day, guest to guest thing is that they are not cleaned effectively. When we pay our cleaners, we're paying them $130, $150 per turn for places that are 1,200 to 1,500 square feet. I see the cleaning fees for these management companies being $60, maybe $70. And, for you to have someone, drive out there, clean the place, pick up all the linens, take them back, drive back to wherever they go to wash that stuff, wash it, get it ready for the next thing, and then drive back out again. 60 or 70 bucks is not doing it for anyone in this day and age with the gas prices being $4 to $5 a gallon. That's not getting it done. So the cleaning is going to be much less effective, and that is one of the biggest things that guests are looking for when they're looking at your place is how clean it is. When these things go on, items are just not going to be cleaned as effectively. They're going to wear out quicker. Things are going to get broken. And the overall thing is that management companies just really do not care about your property, and because it's not their business. Their business is making sure your place is rented and making sure that you have the least amount of involvement in your property. You're probably thinking, but they're professionals, right? They know what they're doing, and they're going to be able to make you more money because they can rent it for higher rates, right? And I'm telling you right now that is wrong. They do not make their money on selling your place for the highest amount or having the best guests do it. They make their money mainly on booking fees. So what they are trying to do, and it behooves them to have your place booked as much as possible, regardless of what the rate is, because all they're looking for is to get that booking fee, whatever they can list your place for, whatever they can get people in the door for. They're more than happy to also take 20 to 30% of that on top of the booking fees that they were getting. Now, to keep your place booked almost 100% of the time, they're going to lower the rates down to keep the demand up, because cost does sell. And when I see these places, they are going for anywhere from $100 to $150, $200 less per night than what I am renting hours for, and keeping 100% of the profit of that. And I'm still staying booked just as much as they are, if not more, because I have much higher reviews, much better pictures, much better cleanliness ratings. And when you get those lower rates, you're going to end up getting lower rated guests in there. And those folks are going to cause damages. They're going to take more wear and tear on your property. And in the end, you're going to end up spending more money on maintenance, more money fixing and replacing stuff. And so the little amount of money that you were getting after they've rented your place for a low rate, they've taken 30% of that. Now you are going to end up spending that replacing items that are either prematurely worn out or broken. And so the cure for this is obviously just self-management. And there's you guys out there, I know you're thinking right now, I can't deal with this. I work, I have kids, I have hobbies, I have all this stuff. And the thing is that once you get it set up, self-management is not as hard as it looks, from the 10,000 foot view. Getting your systems in place, getting things set up initially, listing your Airbnb, setting up your VRBO, setting up a property management software that's going to integrate all those, setting up all your automated messages, getting pictures taken, importing all that stuff. That does take some time. It takes some effort, but that is on the front end. That is 80 probably +% of what you are going to have to do to self-manage your place is getting the front end of that done. Once you have that done, it is just the occasional interaction with a guest. Sometimes you have a problem guest. Sometimes a guest has a problem with your house. Sometimes your house has a problem, and then you make phone calls. You make phone calls to cleaners, plumbers, electricians, HVAC people. Then you have to make a couple of decisions on if you're going to, if you have a HVAC that's out, if you're going to discount someone that night or whatever. But the thing is that it's not that hard. And as you move up, if you want to scale, if you like this business and you go from one Airbnb to 2 to 3, now maybe you have 5, maybe you have 6, and now things are starting to get the too many things are going on one day. This is the time when you can start hiring assistants, virtual assistants. You can hire, actual assistants. And if you have $1 million in revenue coming in a year, you can hire someone for $50,000 or $60,000 to run your business, and you can write that salary off on your taxes, and you can have control, and you can manage a manager instead of you hiring a property manager who is looking over 4 or 5 or 600 or 1,000 properties, or if it's one of these major ones like Evolve or Vacasa. For all I know, they manage millions of properties. You can hire someone who is focused only on your 6, 8, 10, 12 properties and can do a very good job. And what you're going to get out of this is you're going to get higher rates. Your nightly rate is going to be higher. You're not going to be giving away 20 to 30% of that rate to a management company. You're going to get better guests when you have higher rates. The thing is that higher rates are going to get better guests that are going to take care of your place. They're going to complain less. They're not going to have these minor complaints that lower end guests that can't afford higher end properties. I know that sounds bad, but it's just the truth, and it's what I have experienced. You're going to have less damage. You're going to have less wear and tear, and your guests are likely going to have a better experience with you because you're providing a more premium product. You're providing a product that is as represented on the pictures. When they get there, all the dishes aren't broken and all mismatched. The couches are in good shape. The TVs work. The cable works. It's clean. It smells good. And, everything is just the way that they want. And so it becomes a positive feedback loop where you get good guests. They leave good reviews. You can rent for higher rates. You book more often. You end up making more money, and then you can take home more of that money that you make instead of giving it to a property manager who's probably running your place into the ground. Guys, I want you to click on the videos that are on the screen right now. They're going to tell you about the properties that we're buying, the properties that we own, how we self-manage our properties from several hundred miles away from where they are, and how you could self-manage from anywhere in the world by having the right software in place, building the right team, and just having some confidence in yourself that you guys can get out there and do this and potentially change your lives, or at least just get some extra cash in your pocket, have a really cool place to go on vacation, and just do something awesome that you probably have had in your head, and live out your dreams. I appreciate you guys watching today. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe down below, hit that like button. I'll see you in the next one.